Okay, so here's a quick little video on how I do these chroma keys for Highland Park Community Church's videos that we do. They're the announcements weekly. So firstly, I import the video file. That's this right here. That's my dog whining back here. He's wanting some attention. We got the video file here. I've got the audio file. I went ahead and already worked the audio over a little bit. Sounds great. Barely even touched it. We'll mix it later, but that'll be in another video. And then I'm gonna make a new sequence. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna right click on the bin. I'm gonna go new sequence. Maybe I can do it. Nope. Let's come down here to this guy. Go to new sequence. I'm gonna go to digital SLR, 1080p, 30. That's the settings that we're gonna use. We're gonna just call this February 23. Okay. So then we're just going to take our audio file and our video file and just drag them both out to our timeline. If you select them both and right click, you type in synchronize, or you go down to synchronize and click OK. You can click audio, press OK, and it should just synchronize for you. Alright, so now that that's done, we should be able to.
First step should be towards community. If today is your first time, or if Highland has been your church home for years, truly the best way to get connected with.
Awesome. So we've got these synced up. So we're just going to get a place to start at.
Welcome to Highland Park Community Church.
Sweet. Looks good. So if you click R, that'll give you your razor blade. Or C rather for cut. Sorry, I'm in a different software in my mind. Hold down Shift and click. It'll cut through everything. And then A will do select forward, and you can just drag everything back to the front. So now we have something to base ourselves off of, the very first frame.
Welcome to Highland Park Community Church. My name is Casey, and we are so excited that you're joining us today. Let's take...
Okay. And so before I do any editing at all, like any cuts on the video clip, I'm actually going to duplicate the video file. So typically, these are clicked. And if I click that, that's audio and video, right? So I'm actually just going to uncheck that icon. And that will separate the video and the audio. And if I hold down Options on the keyboard and just drag up, it'll duplicate that layer. So then I've got two layers. So... And the reason for doing that is so that way we can do our After Effects work. So I'm just going to launch Premiere or our After Effects. This is where we do our color key. Okay. So this is where we're going to do our color key. Just to make sure that you know where to find the right work file, you're going to go inside your working folder. You're going to go inside of February work files. This is probably going to get modified a little bit, but you're always going to have like a work file, and then I'm always going to pair an After Effects document with every work file, because any asset that we develop inside of Premiere Pro, like think of like video files and things like that we want to like maybe animate or do any kind of like adjustments or modifications to, we're going to do all that work inside After Effects, or I do all my work that way. So I'm going to launch this one. And then anytime I send a file from here and I launch it to go, like, right click, send with, replace with After Effects composition, it's going to send it to the open document that I currently have running, which is this. This is the open Adobe After Effects document, which is the one that we have everything in right now. So if you were just to quickly wanted to find out some file, or you can just tab through these and find what I've kind of got going on here. But the thing is that you need to know that when you send something from Premiere Pro to After Effects, it's going to give you this name. It's going to give you like a name of the file that it came from, and it's going to create a linked comp, and then it's going to number it. So that's easy to get confused on what that is. So firstly, we're just going to go back to a comp that we did last week, just to get yourself like looking at something. That's not February 2. We're going to go to, where we at? 16. That's the one. So that has the new graphic here that we've developed. I'm just going to mute all this stuff for now because it's not important. And we can't even play it back. But see how these names here, like Highland Park Announcement 2021 Linked Comp 10, right? So that name, it has been generated by After Effects. So that's how we kind of get those pathways. So that file is actually inside this giant batch, comp 10. See, we can see 10 there. And if I double click that, it's just going to open, oh, that's comp 10 dash something different. Let's see. Highland Park Announcements, linked comp 10. And that's that. Oh yeah, so that is that correct comp. That's just the H. And then if I want to come all the way down to the bottom here, I want to see link comp 2. O2 is what that one is. So I'm going to go to O2. And that's the background. So then we can like modify and change things. Like even maybe like here, I'll just do it really quickly. I want to change the color because I added an effect to this. This top layer here is obviously the one that has the little animated pieces on there. I'm going to click it. I'm going to go to the effects control right up here at the top of that. See how it says effects control nested sequence 2. That's nested sequence 2 right there. I'm going to click it. And then we can kind of just like even change things a little bit. If you press U, you can see any and all After Effects keyframes. So from keyframe 0000, I'm just going to like kind of like tweak it a bit. Let's make it like yellow this week maybe, huh? Then we go all the way to the end. We're going to make it not too wild, but see it can, how it will actually shift and phase that color. That might be a little too much. So what we'll do is we'll just delete that keyframe. See, it's just going to stay like a green color the whole time. We're just going to make it move, and it will add a keyframe there automatically for me as I make that adjustment. And it's just going to change the color. That simple. And then when I press just save and I go back over here to the project, boom, it's going to update automatically. Okay. So let's get to the actual layer that has, I think it's this guy right here. That's O2. Comp O2. If we even right click here and we go edit original, it should open up. Oh, I think I have this one in the wrong project maybe. No, it's correct. HPC 221 comp 2. Perfect. Okay, so we're actually going to just reference this really quick. I'm going to tab back over to Premiere Pro. I'm going to go to the 23rd. That's this one right here. And you'll notice that like I haven't done any editing yet. Like I really don't care to do any of that right out of the box. And so we have our duplicated version. We have two of the exact same video clips. And there's reason for that. I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to replace this with After Effects Comp. Boom. So that's done. If we go back to this one here, I click on this layer. I'm going to go up to Effects Control. And you see I already have this color key. If I hide this, FX, see how it like removes and makes the background gone? I'm actually just going to copy this. I'm not going to have to worry about learning how to do it. Just going to copy it from this one comp because I've already done the work. Same lighting environment. I'm going to paste it. Boom. It's that easy. Like she's already done. Like I don't even need to think about it. So I'm going to save this. I'll pop back over here. You'll notice it doesn't look like it's doing anything because there's two layers here of the exact same thing. Okay. I'm actually going to turn on my proxies. I'm going to move this one to the top. You'll notice when I hide it, it's gone. And the reason for that is that I actually can't, like if I were to play back, see how it goes red right here? Playback's going to become a major issue now that we have this color key on the video clip. So editing, playback, listening, doing any real labor if I just do it.
Take a minute and talk a little bit about your next steps here at Highland.
See, it's just all,
We believe that your first
it's
step
completely, it's not even playing back now. It's rendering a frame every 10 seconds. It just can't keep up. The machine, no matter what the situation is, it just can't handle that. We're going to need like a $10,000, $20,000 computer to even like play that back at 4K. It's just pretty intense. So is what we'll do. I'm going to pause that real quick, let the machine kind of catch back up because she's a little bogged down from what we just put her through. All right, so in this case, I'm going to unhide my top layer. So that's going to allow me to watch this entire video clip. And listen, see, like, now that we aren't bogging down the system.
Being part of a community means serving, and taking the next step is a vital part of our faith journey, and something that's not only encouraged but necessary if we are going to grow to be more like Jesus.
She does a really good job at this take. So if I double click this and I go in here, so notice how I'm able to like kind of, I've already jumped right back into editing. I'm actually not focusing on After Effects now. I'm like, I did my one task here to that one clip, and I'm going to move right back into the editing. I just needed to handle that. It's just like as if you were doing the effect here inside the effects inside of Premiere Pro, or I mean, yeah, inside Premiere Pro. I think you can do key, and you can do Luma key. I think you can do image matte key, color key. This one here. If we were to do the same thing, it just doesn't. It's not as robust of a tool. You could do all this work right here in Premiere, but it's just not nearly as robust. I personally like to have all the tools that After Effects provides me with. It's a much more powerful work environment. So I've just sent it there. If we need to do anything else further, refine it, tweak it, we can just do it there. It's not a big deal. But for playback purposes, we have our original proxy file version. That's C00005.mp4. I haven't renamed the file, so it's whatever it is. So we're going to jump into this and kind of edit a little bit. So my doggy here, he's giving me lovies. Good boy.
The church that are in need of your time and giftings. So to find out more information, go to Go Central, and you may also.
And we knew that she was going to kind of bog down right here.
It starts getting really fast. I mean, it's good. It's good. Okay, I felt like I was talking really.
And you notice how I have these two audio files. This audio file here is the one that's going and getting input from the camera system. I just muted it. We're not going to need two. We're just going to need the one that came right off the card. We're good to go. But here's where she kind of messes up. But we're going to go to the point where she starts to pick back up and make this edit really quickly.
There are many areas within the life of.
So there are many areas. So we're going to click C. That gives us our razor blade. I'm going to hold down Shift, and you'll notice it actually wants to cut. I can like go, I can cut all the way through every single layer. So I have snapping on as well. So if I get anywhere close to that cursor, it's going to snap right to it. I'm going to click, made me a cut right there. And if I press A on the keyboard, and then I select, you see how it's got double arrows? It's going to select everything down the line. Even if there was cuts or anything on it, there was multiple edits, multiple layers. You notice how there are multiple layers, and it selected everything down the line. If I quickly toggle over and press V on the keyboard, I can then grab this stuff, and I can slide this down and go and just move it. But I don't know exactly where it needs to go, so I know that she starts here. We're going to just listen.
There are many areas with.
There are many areas. I'm betting it's right here.
Being part of a.
Nope, I'm betting it's right here because I can see the waveform jump where she says.
There are many.
Yep, that's right where it's at. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to kind of put this cursor right there.
To be more like Jesus. There are many areas within the.
And you'll notice the reason why we did that is now you can see we even did the edit with the bottom layer.
There are many areas.
So this one, you can't even see that it's doing it because we're affecting the exact same cut, the exact same edit to the bottom layer. So that way I can do this work incredibly fast. I don't want to wait for the computer to catch up to show me that there's a color key on that clip because I know there's one. We did it to the entire clip. So that's why we do these big takes in the production side, is to save our back end of the editing labor. So that way we're not having to send 10 takes to After Effects and apply this same effect 10 different times, knowing that we should probably have this recorded in, I mean, we did like 3 or 4 takes and it took us about 30 minutes and this whole thing was 4-minute runtime. I mean, that's really nothing in the grand scheme of things for her to do. She has 4 or 5 mistakes in here that we need to trim out, but we didn't like make a big production out, have to throw the clicker out, get a clapper or anything like that to do this. We're just going to go through and find the mistakes, slip it, trim it, place it. We're going to do the next one, slip it, trim it, place it. Slip it, trim it, place it. That's what we're going to do on all of these. It's going to make our lives very, very easy.
You may also visit our website at the link below.
I'm going to move this a little bit quicker, and I'm going to do this all in double time. And if I press L one time on the keyboard, it's going to speed me up. I'm going to turn it down a bit.
Please let us know what's happening in your life and how we can pray for you. Each Tuesday, our staff gathers together to pray fervently over every request.
Hi, buddy. I know.
Prayer information card and visit the information desk if you need a physical card. At HPCC, we take risks to pursue God and love like Jesus. Because of this, we try to make sure that everyone in the area knows that Jesus
Okay. So we should be recording again. Sorry about that. The doggy over here just getting a little wild.
There are many areas within the life of the church that are in need of...
And I can kind of see where the mistakes are at. Like if I scrub through, I don't really have to listen to the whole thing for time purposes. Like I like to do these really quickly.
Oh, that's good.
It just starts going really fast.
And really, I don't need to find out where she messed up because I'm going to know right where she messed up when I read her, where she picks up at. That's where we're going to edit and seam it up.
Use a new
2021 sticker. I think that's what she says. Same thing. I pressed C, Shift, Cut. And it cut through every single layer. I'm going to press A, and it's going to select everything down the line. But first, I'm going to go find where it's got to go. She says...
Use a new 20... goal is to have... At HPCC, we take... Please let us know what's happening in your life and how we can pray for you. HPCC, we take risks to... Our goal is to have 50,000 G...
There you go, our goal.
Use a new...
No, that's not
1,000 Jesus conversations. And each time you have a Jesus conversation, use a new 2020...
There it is.
Time you have a Jesus conversation, you...
See, we've got this extra little bit of room here. I want to seam that up a little tighter. Same deal. Shift, cut, A.
Use a new...
And then here, we don't care about what it looks like on camera because we're going to cover her up with some graphic.
Each time you have a Jesus conversation, use a new 2021 sticker to add your conversation to the wall in the atrium. Add us to your calendar by making plans...
Looks like she messes up again right here.
More. Our nursery...
I'm just going to cut right there.
Our nurse...
I'm going to press A, click V, slip and drag, and it's just going to...
45. Our nursery will be available at 9:15 and 10:30 and 11:45. Our nursery will be available at 9:15.
Perfect. And our next mistake is right up here.
You may also drop your tithes in one of the our website. You may also
click. Bam, that easy.
You may also...
Looks like I got all the edits here. Everything's timed out. Total run time is about 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
Welcome to Highland Park Community Church. My name is there. Please stop by Go Central today for more information. You may also visit our website at the link below. As we continue to work together to get through this pandemic, we ask that if you aren't feeling well or you've been exposed to the coronavirus, please stay home and join us for church online.
Okay, so that part's done. That's the heavy lifting part, right? I think that's the most of the work myself. I've already kind of done the audio. I'm going to do a different video for you on that one, on just how to handle that. But this one, we kind of did a little bit of a better job too. Like if you didn't notice, while we were filming it, I tried to close that gap a little bit of where that mic was hovering over her head. Sometimes we're way up here, and that gives us all this room to get some echo or some feedback, because the sound actually dies on the minute that the audio is recorded to the ground. That's our stopping point. We're not recording anything past the ground, right? So the closer we can get to that ground, the closer we close that gap for that noise ratio, right? And the noise being feedback from the room. So it's a whole different ball game dealing with sound and how to dial it in, but you have a great microphone, a good recording setup. I mean, the sounds, I mean, it's amazing for what it is, like what we're doing. It's top shelf audio, just even if it was a foot above her, even more, it's still premium sound. Like, I'm just kind of nickel and diming it a bit. So,
and become more like Jesus. Thank you so much for joining us today. Grab your Bibles and get ready for week 2 of Fanning the Flames.
Okay. And then in this little thing right here, you can click the edges, hold shift, and then if you press E, it's just going to move everything and shift it all down the line and close it to the cursor. That's what E does. Like if I pull the cursor up here, press E, it's going to pull the padding of the clip out. But I just want it to end right there. So that should make for our edit to be nice and clean. Okay, so let's start the next step. I'm going to just bring everything down to track 1 on the, you'll clean this up just a little bit. Okay, so what I like to do is I'll just go reference the old video. One thing that we can do is you can just basically copy, like so if I double click this, it's going to open that clip. You can see that's the little H animation. See, I even added like a little shimmer on the edge. Every 15 seconds I put like a little graphic there. And so if you wanted to look at that and see how I did that, you can just right click, edit original, not replace with After Effects composition because it already is an After Effects composition. You can go edit original and it's going to pull it right up for us. You can see it right there. Done deal. Easy as pie. Okay. I'm just going to copy that. You can just Command C, come on over here, and then the trick, I'm sure you've had this issue inside of Premiere of not knowing how to like paste things very easily, because you see the V1, that means anything that's copied, if I go like this, boom, watch, see how like just paste it right over the top of that clip at the bottom, it's like, that's not going to work. That just undid all the work that I just did. So I'm going to undo that. So then we're back to where we're at, just Command Z to undo. I'm going to unclick these 2 blue boxes, and I'm going to put them on the track I want them on. So V3, V3. And I'm going to paste, bam, that's done. But the thing about this is we want this to be at the very, very, very top. So I'm just going to keep dragging it up and give myself a couple of extra little video tracks by doing that. Okay, excellent. Now I'm going to come over here, I'm going to scrub forward, and I'll have all these graphics here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab all of them. I'm just going to take them all from last week that I developed, and you know, I can just paste them right all the way down here. It's not even going to be an issue. They're just going to sit at the end of the line.
But necessary if we are going to grow to be more like Jesus.
I'm going to take these and just kind of bring them up, find out where they need to be at.
Text the word groups to the...
And notice how it's red again because I've got this piece up at the top that's affecting playback just to have this graphic on here. That's how like significant just one little graphic can be. So being a little smart with having a little bit of foresight with the computer itself. So I know that it looks good here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide it. And now see how it's yellow again and I can play it back.
Number below, or simply head to the place in the lobby and we would love to see you.
So I had missed it, obviously, so we're going to place this graphic up.
Meeting others is through community groups.
I'm sure the graphic comes in right there.
To find the group that's perfect for you, visit us online at the link below, text the word groups to the number below, or simply head to the place in the lobby and we would love to see you. Being part of a community means serving, and taking the next step is a vital part of our faith journey.
Okay. I'm going to grab this one because I'm sure that needs to go here to cover up that next cut. Notice how it's nice to have the little mistake right in the middle so that we can just cover it up, because if it was right here, that was our issue with her reading, was she's transitioning ideas right here, but she's on camera for that transition. So it's going to become more of an issue for us, the editor, to produce a good cut there especially since we've formatted every other week without having that there. So we're trying to have some continuity and a little bit of consistency with the way that we edit these, so they feel very similar.
Head to the place in the lobby, and we would love to see you. Being part
See,
of
that
a community
transition's
means
much
serving
better.
and taking the next step is a vital part of our faith journey, and something that's not only encouraged but necessary if we are going to grow to be more like Jesus.
See the cut there? So is what we're going to want to do. We're going to drag it out just a little bit farther. It's that easy.
Jesus. There are many areas within the life of the church that are in need of your time and giftings. To find out where, please stop by Go Central today for more information. You may also visit our website at the link below.
And so she's mentioning the link, so we're just going to drag that even further out. But then you can see right here, I already know this big curve right here, and she can pop back into the next idea. I'm using the waveforms to see what she's talking about a lot. Really pay attention to these little blocks. I can tell she talks here.
At the link below. As we continue to work together to get through this pandemic, we ask that if you aren't feeling well or you've been exposed to the coronavirus.
And I know that you sent me a graphic. So I'm going to pop back over here. I'm going to go see about this guy. I think it's downloaded. My downloads. Got all kinds of fun stuff in here. Where you at? Easter. Yep, that's the next one. I need this one. I'm going to make a new tab here because I've got a little folder for this stuff somewhere in here. Sorry you're having to watch me get through this part. I forgot that I needed to manage these files out. So I'm going to go with, there's a place I put them, but instead I'm just going to put them in the folder with everything else where it should actually be. We go to media, slides art. I'm just going to paste that file there. And I feel like you sent me this one to Easter. I'm going to download this one. That's downloaded to my downloads now. Probably right there next to that one. Awesome. What else? Do we have anything else that you sent me? Perfect. Alright, so I've got all of these graphics now ready to go. And these two pieces, I'm going to just take them over to After Effects. I'm going to grab them, tab over to After Effects, and just drop them on into the bin, just like you would in Premiere Pro. That easy. Just kind of have, it's not as easy of a user interface here to like see the pieces. Like, you gotta kind of like know the name of things. So, I just let my dog out, ate some food, and then I just kind of left. I don't really know where I'm at exactly. So, we're gonna pick back up at
We ask that if you aren't feeling well or you've been exposed
I know that she ends up
coronavirus,
talking through this whole portion here.
Stay home and join us for church online. Please let us know what's happening in your life and how we can pray for you.
Do this part. Yeah, that gets updated.
Visit our website at the link below to let us know what's happening in your life and how we can pray for you. Each Tuesday, our staff gathers together to pray fervently over every request. Visit our website at the link below to fill out a prayer and connection card and visit the information desk if you need a physical card. At HPCC, we take risks to pursue God and love like Jesus. Because of this,
Alright, you see kind of what I'm doing? I'm just kind of like taking these little chunks, placing them.
fully united in making sure that everyone in the surrounding area knows that Jesus loves them. Our goal is to have...
Get a little bogged down system here. Edit original of that. It says 50,000. I remember there might be one tiny little mistake in this. Right down at the very bottom when I built it. See how it goes a little foggy? There's like a layer that I put in here by mistake. I think it's that one, yeah. Let's just see. Yep, there it is. We got it.
Are fully united in making sure that everyone in the surrounding area knows that Jesus loves them. Our goal is to have 50,000 Jesus conversations, and each time you 50,000 Jesus conversations, and each time you use a new 2021 sticker to add your conversation to the wall in the atrium. Add us to your calendar by making plans to use a new 2021 sticker to add your conversation to the wall in the atrium. Add us to your calendar by making plans to join us for Easter.
So here's how we make new slides. Because you could just, like, easily to not do it the way I do it. Like, I know that the way that I do it might seem like more work. So to do less work, if that's what we're wanting to do. Sorry, I've got like 4 projects open here. I'm going to reveal this in project. I'm going to go back to where I've got these pieces. You can also bring them. I remember that I brought them into After Effects. That's where I left off. Now I remember. See, I just kind of spaced out after I went and let my dog outside and got some food. So I'm sorry about that. And a squirrel, but we're moving. We got. Let's look here. Let's see. Community 2021. Grunge. HP, Jesus Conversations. Sorry, I don't know what the name of that stuff was. Here's what we'll do. We're just going to go grab them. I'm going to bring them in over here. Bam. Got it. Easter's in here. So if I wanted to do them here, you gave me this guy. Then I also just could place it if I wanted, like just to put it in. Let's get back here. It didn't seem like it wanted to go. Sorry, I'm like clicking everywhere. I'm trying to do it in bold pieces of software so you can see the differences. Like we're gonna merge everything. That's fine. So the Easter PSD, you could just drag it, drop it, and place it, like, and then that's that, like that easy. But let's.
March 24th plans to join us for Easter. Add us to your calendar by making plans to join us for Easter. Jam on Wednesday, March 24th at 6:30 p.m.
But in After Effects, so I've got this PSD file, which looks like it didn't give me all the layers for some reason. Easter. So if you click this little guy right here, create new composition, it's going to be all set for what I'm working in. Let's drag this guy. Oh, for some reason there's no layers showing up there, but that's okay. I'm just going to press this little time button. Scroll down, looks like it's 26 seconds long. I'm just going to scale it up ever so slightly. So it's going to just scale just a tiny bit. Nothing crazy. And then that timeline that I just made here, it's going to be called Comp 1. We can go give it a new name. I'll call it like Easter Slide. And if I just drag it and tab over and drop it, it'll automatically import it into my Premiere Pro as like a video file. So then it's got that effect. So now it's like a video file, right? Like I didn't have to export it or do anything crazy like that. I can just go like, oh, I want it from here to here and place it.
This pre-Easter event brought to you by HPCC Kids includes games, music, the Easter...
But that looks like it's the wrong slide.
This pre-Easter event brought to you by HPCC...
Looks like we're using the HPCC Kids one. So that's this guy right here. Image from iOS. Bam. Image from iOS. Yep. So I'm going to make a new... Call this Kids Comp. HPCC Kids, bam. And you know, like, we'll just leave it. But if you had this as a Photoshop document, you could, like, animate these cute little, like, icons and, like, make the little sun, like, maybe turn around or animate the text in. Like, you could do some cool little cute stuff or make the text kind of jitter a little tiny bit. But like, since I don't have any layers, I can't do any of that type of stuff to it. But you can kind of see how that makes it like kind of cute and playful if you wanted to, because it's a pretty cute little graphic you got here. So we can't really do anything to this. So to a degree, this is way more work than you need to do. So I would just ignore it. I'd just go over to Premiere, grab it, and then just place it. Like, it doesn't need to have anything special here.
This pre-Easter event brought to you by HPCC Kids includes games, music, the Easter story, and great fun for the entire family. Tickets are free, but we do ask that you register your family online at the link below. Then we would like to invite you to join us for one of our 4 Easter Sunday services. They are at 8, 9:15, 10:30, and 11:45. Our nursery will be available at 9:15 and 10:30. If you call Highland home and do not have children ages 3 and under, we ask that you consider attending either the 8 a.m. or the 11:45 a.m. service to accommodate our first-time guests. As we continue to worship, may I encourage you to offer God your tithes and offerings.
Cool. So then we've got tithes and offerings. That's just this graphic here, and then that's where we cover her up a little bit again for that edit.
You can give on our app or our website. You may also drop your tithes in one of the baskets as you exit the sanctuary today. Your obedience through giving continues to make it...
And it's that easy. We didn't put the music in, so I'm just going to steal the one from last week. Kind of copy it. Just going to do the same thing here where I'm just going to paste it on the very bottom track. But it doesn't look like it's long enough.
Welcome to Highland Park Community Church.
And then there's a big mix issue, so usually I just go down to like negative 18 decibels here.
My name is Casey, and we are so excited that you're joining us today. Let's take a minute and talk a little bit about your next steps here at Highland. We believe that your first step should be towards community. If today is your first time, or if Highland has been your church home for years, truly the best way to get...
And I bet we could probably loop this song. This is a little bit more of a... I see what...
Each Tuesday, our staff gathers together to pray fervently over every request. Visit our website at the link below to fill out a prayer and connection card, and visit the information desk if you need a physical card. At HPCC, we
probably just duplicate the song, get a part of it here, see if we can't just, maybe we can make it just work. We might get lucky. Sometimes it just works.
To join us for Easter Jam on Wednesday, March 24th at 6:30.
Yeah, that's not very good right there.
Wednesday, March 24th at 6:30 p.m. This pre-Easter event brought to you by HPCC Kids. Fully united in making sure that everyone in the surround...
That's a little better. But we can get away with that.
Making sure that everyone in the surrounding area knows that Jesus loves them. Our goal is to have 50,000 Jesus conversations.
Okay, and then the other little tricky part is to get it all to fade to black at once. Rather than having to like click on each and every one of these and fade it to black, I actually just placed a black bar, faded the black in. So we're actually fading to black for an actual clip. So I just pasted it. I'm just going to put it right there.
Week 2 of Fanning the Flames. Welcome to Highland Park Community. Welcome to Highland Park Community Church.
And that's
My name
pretty
is
much
Casey.
it.
We are so
The way that we'd finish this, we just get this all mixed up, and then I'd go File, I'd go Export Media, and then I'm going to use H.264. You could just use YouTube 1080p. That's also going to get it done. Match bitrate's fine as well. And then you can queue it or just export it to the location that you want it to go to. But mind you, as you can see, we can see the green is there. So what we'd first want to do is we're going to hide this blue one. That's the one that we can see her. If we hide that, watch this. It's just going to all come together. That is if... Oh, I forgot to put the background in. See, that's sometimes you just got to pay attention here. Take this up one. And then we're going to go back to here. Gonna get the very bottom layer, the Highland Park one right there. Boom. Copy it. Paste it. Okay, so that's pasted in. So I'm going to hide this blue one again. Now it'll all come together. Cool. I think that's going to cover it.